All right, so this is the Stata window. We're gonna go over we're gonna import the Excel sheet. So you can import this. So always click import first row as a variable. So I have variable name, um, like this, okay? So it's better to just put everything as a lowercase so that, some things are lower, some things are uppercase. So it's better to just change that initially. All right, so you can see my data. So you can always double check the data. It's always important to double check the data because what happens is like sometimes when you create the Excel sheet, so it creates some empty dots or empty cells. So what I usually do is like whenever you create the data sheet, grab all the cells which has the data and put it in the new Excel sheet, and then put all the icons for the borders around it. Then the software thinks that, okay, this is my main data. Then it doesn't take those empty cells and put the period sign. So otherwise, sometimes the software thinks that all of these empty cells are also data and it labels it as a missing data. So make sure like you always check this before you actually do
Sorry, how do you correct? How do you prevent that? I'm not sure I understood.
so basically what I did is like, I mean, there's so many ways to prevent it. What I did is like, for example, um, give me 1 second. So, so what I usually do, let's suppose someone sent you this data, right? So
Mhm.
you literally just grab it where you have the data, just do like new Excel sheet and just this. And then when you have the data, just grab the data and just put like all borders. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh. Okay.
That way, like software will not gonna take like the extra
Okay.
columns or missing columns, whatever. Otherwise, it's very, very common, and then people struggle with like fixing that error. It took me some time to figure out also. All right, this is my do file. So first thing I wanna do the working directory. Okay, so this is my working directory. That means my folder where I have the data. So I'm gonna just put clear working directory. So whenever you put asterisk, it just gives you a heading, working directory. Okay, so now what you can do is select data sheet. All right, so when I imported the data, it gave me this code. So you can just put that code. Obviously for you, it's gonna be different because the prefix of your computer and the folder are gonna be different, okay? So, and then So now I want to make sure everything is lowercase. So I have a LCI as a case variable. Okay. So you can double check LCI, you have a UCI, you have a AOR. So you just want to make sure whatever names you're writing here, it's the same name. So so you create the logs of all this. So creating a log of um so here it should be log OR equals log of AOR because the variable name is AOR. So here, for example, I can use this coding because this I made it for. So I can just put the AOR because my variable name is AOR. So then logs of OR, logs of UCI. Okay, name of the variable equals, I think I named it as ID. So effect is OR locals favors. Okay. So favors
Do
increase.
do you mind just moving the a little bit away so we can see the variable name and see where you're putting it in the commands?
Yeah. So one second.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Alrighty, so you can pick that and just like put it like this. Hopefully it should work. Oh, Metan. So obviously I just installed my new Stata, so I gotta install my commands again. So SSC install Metan, and that should install this package for you, okay? All right, so this one is installed. Install module Metan. All right, so this one I defined already. So generate. So the logs have been generated already. So that's why the software is giving you. Wait, okay, so variables not found, variables is not found, because we named it as ID. So already, so that's your map, that's your forest plot. So you can fix it a little bit more. So I think so. What's the issue here?
It looks very weird.
Yeah, I know, but I want you to just understand what's the issue here. So first of all, alcohols is added extra. So you can just remove this, see. So now you gotta separate your X labels a little bit more. So what you can do is like put 0.05 here and then make it like 10 whatever. And as text, you can just um change that also, and that will give you a better view. Okay? Does it look better?
Absolutely.
All
But
right.
I guess the part that maybe I'm the only one, but the other parts of the command, do you mind just explaining the Metan command, like all the, for example, I see things like shagas and stuff like that. I'm not even sure where is it like,
Yeah,
like
so
what?
basically the meta n is a meta-analysis module. So you can use your NIS studies to run the meta n command to make your forest plot. Okay. So what you have to do is you generate the logs of the confidence intervals and logs of the odds ratio. And then the meta n runs on the logs. And then your E form converts the logs back into the normal odds ratios because logs gonna give you LNOR logs odds ratio, but eForm converts the log back into the normal odds ratios. So this is and then the XLab is your labels on the x-axis, and ASTEX is just the width um, of the graph, and then the text is just the text size. So you can make a text size maybe 100, and you can make the ASTEX maybe like this and see how it looks.
What about favors no shagas something?
See like this one looks good.
Oh,
So
mhm.
for example, after the numeric sign, whatever I'm putting, gonna come on this side. Okay. So this, obviously this side is my intervention arm, right? So my intervention arm is like this complication is worse in the Chagas cardiomyopathy. And this is like better or not, like this arm doesn't have a Chagas, right?
I see.
Make sense?
Yeah, yeah, it does.
So
So,
this looks way better. So what you can do is like maybe increase the text to like a 150, maybe ask text to maybe like 40, and you can always like um play with it and make it look more nicer. Um no weight, no overall, okay. Um
Dr. Satar,
yeah.
can I ask this? So towards the end, you wrote something like favors under bracket no chagas CM hashtag worsens in chagas CM. What is that like?
This
What are we working here
So
on?
this means like on the left side, if things are falling on this side, it favors, like that means the chagas have a worse outcomes, right? If
mhm.
things fall, because at one there's no difference, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Make sense?
yeah. But the other thing is, so for example, can you do this for predictor models?
Yeah,
Like, can you use the same command?
anything. Okay. You can do it for anything. Okay. So for example, here, now let's suppose I want to be a little bit more fancy. So rename ID as a outcome. So here I can put outcome, and then I can put, yep, so I can rename my ID variable as outcome, right? And then, oh, I don't know why it's still coming as ID, but you should be able to, you can actually change it from here also. Like here, you can go to graph editor. So sometimes the graph editor doesn't work the way you want in certain modules. So you can always like, so, and oops, what did I did? Shoot, did I close it or what? Oh, here. Okay, so what you can make it look more nicer. The trick which you can do is like, I mean, there's so many things you can do. So, um, so you can put like, I mean, you don't have to put a p-values, but you can make it look nicer. Now you can run this like code um, on the chat GPT and make it look like, for example, like you can make some more changes. Change, add extra column from data for gender in this forest plot. Right, so there's a way to add like extra columns, whatever columns you want to add also. Mm, Don't know why it's not giving me the full code, but maybe it's not showing the full code. Okay. Yeah,
Good.
so add call is another command. So here you can say like, I mean, what was our p-value column, right? So instead of gender, you can just put a p-value. So p-value, right? So now you can just put a p-value, um, and then here you can put ID because that's what we named as. So here, so meta and process labels, error in the meta and variable ID is not found. Okay, we change it to outcome, so whatever. So should be, so add call is not allowed, right? So now you can just go back. This is just for your learning. I'm trying to do this because I'm trying to teach you how you can make Chat GPT a valuable tool in your learning. So then it will search the adder. So since add call is not available in the meta and so now it will search pre-processed data, blah, blah, blah. Now it's generating like log odds ratios for the males, and then you can add it that way. But I think I'll give you that extra code. There's another way to add also. So for example, you can do help meta n. So if you do help meta n, you should be able to find how to add an extra column here. So you can see quietly label, no graph clear, okay. Then you can see replace labels equals overall Bayesian T depth. Okay, this is different. So here person LCI blah blah blah. No overall and no C depth. There's a way to add extra column, whatever you want to name it as, okay? I'll send you the code. I have that code somewhere. Yeah, R calls, I think. I think it's R call. It's alcohol and R call. That's the coding. So here you can probably put,
Arco.
yeah, so it's R call means right column. You want to put a right column extra. Yeah, see this? Make
But
sense?
that's, yeah, yeah, it does.
So,
But
like what I did basically, I put those p values also. You see this?
yeah.
So let's suppose you want to show here, let's suppose you want to show here gender, whatever you want to show on that column. So you can make it look more fancy and nicer for your data presentation by using R call and L call. I think the other one was L call if I'm not wrong. So it will show on your left side then. Yeah, see this?
Oh, I see. But already if it crosses the middle line, it's already the p-value is insignificant
Yeah,
anyways.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean
So
like, but sometimes people are laymen, they, so they care more about the p-values. They care about anything else. So, okay.
okay. Do you mind just putting this same command in an NIS this thing and just kind of running a quick one for us? I don't know
Yeah,
if you have.
so this is the data from NAS. So you need the data in the Excel sheet. So what I do really want you to do, like for example, once you have a univariate or multivariate regression done, make an Excel sheet out of that and run this command. You cannot run it directly.
Oh, so how do you extract it from the NIS out to an Excel and then you come and run it back?
Well, you do it,
Because I think that's kind of the gap.
yeah,
That's the gap.
you do it manually. It takes literally 5 minutes. It's literally like 20 numbers.
So you take each of your outcomes and then create an Excel sheet like this, then import it back and
Yeah.
then run the analysis.
Yeah. So you can make an Excel sheet after running the analysis and then run this forest plot commanding and then basically just make a nice graph out of it.
Okay, so if you're making that Excel sheet, assuming you're doing it manually, what columns are supposed? So, for example, cardiogenic shock now,
So you need
odds ratio.
so you need these columns, right? One column gonna be outcome, one
Mhm.
column gonna be adjusted odds ratio, which is multivariate regression, and then
Lower.
confidence, upper confidence, and p-value. That's it. Those are all columns you want. The software generated these.
Can
Oh,
we change from log to the linear scale, Dr. Satar?
Log to the linear scale.
Yeah. So because this is log scale, right? Sometimes the odds ratio are not very big, so we
Yeah,
use
so
linear.
basically that's what eForm does. So eForm converts the logs back to the normal.
No, no. So here, if we look at the bottom, so the numbers goes from 1 to 10. So the scale is a. So can we do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instead
Yeah,
of 1,
you
10?
can do this too. I mean, you can change the X label to whatever you want. That's
Okay.
not a problem. Yeah. There's something command called xtick. You can put that too. So, I mean, I prefer to use it like wider because it makes it
Okay.
look nicer because then your
Okay.
graph gonna be more squished.
Mhm.
All right. I just wanted to
yeah.
quickly meet with you guys and just wanna share
Do
my.
you mind just copying that last command, the Metan command, and just post it in the chat box?
Yeah, I'll send you a full do file because I don't think you will just understand the meta because you need to create a logs first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited to try this night. That's why.
Trust me, a lot of people don't know these commands.
Honestly, I've tried a few times and I've been very frustrated about getting a forest plot directly from Stata. So sometimes I end up using Excel, which I think if you have Stata, I think it's probably easier if you know what you're doing. But I think this is very helpful.
Yeah, yeah. This is yep. So then you can save it as GPH also to make some changes. And save it as a whatever format you like. All right, folks. So basically I'm gonna share this do file with you guys. So
Where are you going to post it so I can grab it quickly?
too excited.
No, I need to. I've been stuck, believe me. So
Just
this is
second.